This might be why you're afraid to take that dream vacation. Over half of people say, I can't do it, Andy, because of this. The day Rick was born, doctors made a prediction, but his dad refused to let that be the end of his story. Next time you're at a get-together and there's that person, they go, remember me? And you go, oh yeah, of course. And you totally don't. What to do in that moment. And a mom came up with the smartest way to keep her 4 young kids well-behaved in public. She's sharing her secrets. That's coming up on The Good News Show with Andy, where I'm all about putting a smile on your face and hope in your heart.
The Good News Show with Andy.
The number of the day is...
More than half of travelers are afraid to visit a new destination because of this. They're afraid they will mispronounce words and that people will judge them for it. The thing I try to remind myself every day in awkward situations, because I'm in them 24/7, is that nobody really cares or remembers my awkward moments. Everyone is only thinking about themselves. I'm going to mispronounce words and people are going to judge me. That's why a majority of people say I'm never going to take that dream trip to a far off land. But taking a step into the unknown can lead to beautiful experiences.
I sat there last year with a 3-year-old, about an 18-hour flight from the Philippines. And you know what? People are so understanding.
Hold on. So why were you bringing kids that young halfway across the world?
We went over there and we adopted him. And 18-hour flight back, it was a long flight for him. He had 5 hours of sleep. It was hard, especially that last stretch. We're so understanding. The flight attendants helped us, gave us tips and everything.
A lot of people are afraid to travel to faraway places because they're going to mispronounce words and then they're going to feel silly. But when you go to new places and have new experiences, it's an adventure.
I was in LA and my husband had to work. And so I was online and I was looking at things to do for free. And they were like studios. And I'm like, okay, let's make a deal. Okay. So I signed up and they sent me a ticket and all that. And I brought myself a costume, decided to be a lumberjack. I got to be on the show. I was there all by myself, and I'm jumping around, and he called me down, and I left the show a winner of $1,500.
So instead of finding a free thing to do when you were on vacation, you actually made money on the deal. Way to go.
I hope this story makes you smile today.
The day Rick was born, doctors gave his parents devastating news. He would be a vegetable for the rest of his life. But Dick wanted to give his son a life that wasn't any different from any other child's. So when Rick used a special computer to tell his family he wanted to run in a 5-mile race, it didn't matter that Rick couldn't run or that Dick had never run a race in his life, so he couldn't push Rick. He started pushing him around the neighborhood that day anyway. And months later, Dick pushed his son across the finish line. After the race, Rick typed something his dad would never forget. Dad, when I'm running, it feels like I'm not disabled anymore. So Dick learned to run. He learned to swim, and together they competed in marathons and triathlons and eventually crossed more than 1,000 finish lines together, inspired by 3 simple words that helped them never give up. Yes, you can.
It's your daily dose of goodness with Andy.
And there's a lot on your mind today, I know that, but God wants to take a few things off of it. His word says, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or what you will wear. He's got those things covered.
Giving help to a stranger, sharing with your neighbor, turning darkness into light, loving God and loving people right.
Billy didn't let Down syndrome stop him from wrestling at Rocori High School. So he was devastated when an injury meant he would never get on the mat again. But a coach said, what if you come back to that mat? Help roll them up after practice. Help hand guys water bottles. And be an assistant. That was supposed to last 1 season. It turned into 28 years because they realized something. The team wasn't complete without him. And then one night, the school surprised him. They inducted Billy into the school's athletic Hall of Fame, not because of points scored or championships won, but because for nearly 3 decades, Billy had become the heart of the program. Every year, the wrestlers gave Billy a team to belong to. And without realizing it, Billy gave them something even better. And that's how to love God and love people. If you're out to get together and there's someone there where you can't remember how you know them, Here's how to get past that awkwardness and level up your life. It's so simple. You just admit that you don't remember where you know them from. One person says, Andy, I do this all the time. Usually there's laughter at first, then that quick reminder of, oh, from here. Oh, yeah. And then you move on in 10 seconds. I'm learning that for so many things, a short amount of being uncomfortable gets you to the good stuff in life faster.
You are awesome.
A marketplace in Africa burned to the ground because there was no fire truck to help. So a city gathered, used fire engines, and shipped them across the world to help protect people they'd never even met. To the people of Plymouth, Massachusetts,
You are awesome.
maybe you've heard the phrase prayer warrior, and you're like me. You laugh and you think, not me, ever. But I read that a prayer warrior is just a person who's convinced that God has the power to do anything, to change anyone, and to intervene in any circumstance. And if you don't believe that yet, that's okay. It's okay. Talk to God about it, and He'll help you. That's prayer, talking to God. And you can start here by saying, hey, God, help me believe that you are truly in control of everything. This mom came up with the smartest way to keep her 4 young kids well behaved in public, and it's your daily joy scroll.
The goal is to get as many compliments as possible. It has to be based on their behavior.
Plymouth.
Things like, oh, your kids are so polite, they're so well behaved. When they get a legit compliment, we get a treat when we get home. But here's the crucial part of it. They do not get the treat from the store.
I'm going to share this tip with my wife, not for my kids, but for me next time she drags me on a 1-hour Target run. When God says be still, He's not asking you to stay put. He's inviting you to quiet your soul. In the middle of your battles and fears and uncertainties, He's calling you to trust Him without needing all the answers. Being still is an act of surrender that says, God, I believe you're in control even when I cannot see the way. It's in that stillness that your faith is refined, your strength is renewed, and your peace will overflow. So keep walking, keep obeying, but let your heart rest. Let go of that urge to fix, force, or figure everything out. God is already at work behind the scenes. He's aligning the right people. He's opening doors. He's healing wounds. And He's fulfilling His promises. And it looks like you've got a text from God. This world is not permanent. Don't anchor your heart to what will pass. Hold on to what lasts. Keep your focus on me. If you've ever been confused by the words of Jesus, you're not alone. The people that followed Him the closest got confused when Jesus was talking about dying on the cross and rising from the dead 3 days later. It says in the Bible that they didn't understand when Jesus was talking about that. They didn't know what He meant, and get this, they were afraid to ask about it. But they didn't have to be afraid to ask anything. Jesus accepts us as we are, questions, flaws, and all. So you don't have to be ashamed if things in the Bible are confusing to you. The things that people say about Jesus, the things that are happening in your life, you don't get it, you can pray to Jesus. He has all the answers in the world and all the love in the world for you. And even if you don't get the answer you're looking for right away, you'll get the peace that you crave. Everything is now maxing. MAXXING, looks maxing. I'm now apparently what the kids say, bald maxing, because I was losing my hair, so I just shaved it now. And now people are dog maxing. Only drink water, eat the same thing every day, have a treat once in a while, go on walks, prioritize sleep, and be happy to see the ones you love. As long as you're not chasing after cars randomly, it's not a bad idea.